I'm sure everybody watching this video right now has seen a Mr. Beast video. He has hundreds of millions of views on his channel. But what if I told you one of the main people in his circle is doing some shady shit behind the scenes? Now, this is somebody who has had some controversy surrounding them for a while. Some of it warranted, some of it not. But now more stuff is coming out about this person, and it's really starting to show that they should probably be removed from Jimmy's circle because they're a huge liability. Now, tons of people have made commentary videos already on this situation. I'm sure you've already heard it from another content creator, but I'm going to be going over a little bit about this Kris Tyson situation and presenting y'all with some new evidence showing that they were, at the very least, a horrible person long before they joined the Mr. Beast crew or decided to transition. This is something that has been going on for a while, and it's sick. It's disgusting. This person has a lot of issues, obviously. Like, you can see just by the controversy that's surrounding them that there's something wrong with this person. No one should be involved in something like this, and you can't really just say, oh, I accidentally got dragged into this crazy drama. But a lot of you are probably wondering what drama I'm referencing or what I'm talking about. Some of you may have seen some commentary videos, but let me give you the gist of what happened. So basically, Kris Tyson got exposed for talking to somebody named Shadman who had drawn some really crude artwork of children. That was the whole situation. I think that's been out for a cool minute, but now it's kind of being presented on a wider scale, and more stuff is coming along with it that prove even further that Kris Tyson is and was a horrible person. But what I thought summed it up perfectly was this Keemstar tweet that just came out about 2 hours ago, and it's basically his side of everything because he is somebody who's heavily affected. Now, I'm not somebody who's like a Keemstar meat rider or something like that. Like, I don't really care for him too much. I'm pretty neutral on the guy. If anything, I think he's a bad person, but at the very least, I'm neutral on the guy. But this really did obviously affect him heavily, and it's something that's going to give a lot of context to the video that I'm going to present to you after. Keemstar writes, Kris Tyson supported the cartoon CP artist Shadman that drew my daughter at age 8 in a sexual manner. This is a known fact. Privately, me and Kris Tyson even had a conversation about this roughly a month ago, as it still upsets me. This is not misinformation, this is a fact. And then he shows a picture from the YouTube drama subreddit, and it says, sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators, and it points out that Kris was a massive Shadman fan. After this, the Drama Alert Twitter just basically went all out on Kris Tyson, and I'm only gonna read a couple of the posts because it's a lot, y'all. Like, Keem unloaded on this guy, and it makes sense, right? It makes sense. If you have your daughter drawn in that way, and then you see somebody who's presented in this light as if they're like some great person, they're getting like hundreds of millions of views. I mean, not directly, but indirectly through being friends with Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? That's gotta make you feel some kind of way. But the big one that I wanted to talk about, I mean, this is just a straight up admission. You can see DMs with a underage person. There's DMs out there. I'm not going to talk about that today because the person claims that they weren't harmed by these messages or that it wasn't in any way, shape, or form bad. You can go find that yourself. You know what I mean? I really don't want to talk about that situation because I'm sure that there's a lot of mixed feelings, but this is something that you can't really deny. And it's a reply that Kris made to somebody named Gucci Gallup. And he says, and I quote, nothing gets my knob a crankin' like some lolly. And that's just some wild shit, especially considering the things that people are accusing him of, that Shadman drawing art that depicts younger people in not a good way. You know what I mean? Let's just say that for the YouTube sake, right? so this video doesn't get age restricted. Just drawing art of children in a not a safe manner. You know, let's just say it's not for a children's book. That's not the point. Drawing cartoons for another reason. Now, this isn't the only thing that I wanted to talk about. Also, this video got released of Kris talking about some, I'm just gonna call it RP. We'll call it RP, revenge corn, however you want to put it, right? Whichever way you want to see it. But y'all can read in between the lines, and I'll try to censor out this video as much as I can, you know, if there's anything bad in it. But I think Drama Alert for the most part got out like anything that's too bad, because I mean, he is just straight up talking about somebody else's, you know, leaked photos. I mean, not, you know, an underage person. I think at the time, this was in 2014, I decided to do a little bit of research because I didn't just want to come on this video and claim that this person was underage, or that, you know, this actor was underage. But it's the person who played Sam on iCarly. They had photos leaked at 22. And Kris Tyson made a video. This is weird, right? This is just some weird shit. This is just proves that they were a bad person even before joining Mr. Beast. Like I said, this is in 2014. This was a while ago. Basically, they made this video, and I've never seen this kind of shit. It's so weird, man. Where they're saying, like, click the link below to find these leaked pictures. And they're like, I know Nickelodeon's gonna try to take this down and yada, yada, yada. It's like, no shit, dude. You know, this person just stopped being a child actor like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? They're pretty young. 22 is considerably young. So I'm sure it's probably not a good thing to have photos like that out about you. And it's probably not a good thing to just make a video, and shouldn't be even allowed on YouTube. I don't even know how that was up, where he's just like, here's a link to some naughty photos. Like, that shouldn't be allowed at all. But here's the video. Somehow somebody got it. I'm gonna play it for y'all, and it's pretty jarring.
How's it going, you guys? So recently everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photo. What the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And she is a very popular Nickelodeon star on the show iCarly, and probably be seen as the pulling of the show. It'll probably be taken off the air. Second off, you'll probably see the photos get taken down at some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of power. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it. First off, what I have to say though is that when you look on the news, you see people, they've leaked nudes from their girlfriend at a high school, and that girl kills herself. It's a tragic story. Everybody calls the guy a bully, but yeah, when people like Perez Hilton do it, it's considered entertainment. So you kind of have to think about where the right and wrong is, really. And I think it's all wrong, personally. I don't think somebody should leak photos that were sent in trust, but I guess if that's how President Hilton wants to make his living, it's up to him. You decide. Yeah, you decide if it's moral or if it's immoral. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.
It's like time and time again, Kris Tyson proves how much of a horrible person he is. He's always spewing some shit that doesn't really make sense. And that's what I've seen in most of the videos about him. You know, right now he's got this persona going where he's like this great person. And you know what I mean? He's got it figured out, right? But you look at these videos and it's like, oh my God. This is somebody who's really mentally disturbed. And it's super hard to give them the benefit of the doubt or defend them in any sense at this point. You can't just make shit like this on the internet, upload it, and expect people not to find it, especially if you're in a group like Mr. Beast. You know what I mean? It's wild. I'm surprised these videos didn't come out earlier. It just doesn't really make much sense to me, but whatever, you know what I mean? I'm sure some stuff has slowly been coming out, but this is like the domino effect. This is the last shot right here, y'all. This is the final blow, some might say. But the video doesn't really make much sense at all. He promotes the link and then says that he's not endorsing viewing the pictures, but he's straight up promoting them and, you know, trying to present them to a wider audience, while at the same time making this weird argument that somehow what Perez Hilton is doing is comparable to leaking somebody from high school's nude photos. That's what I didn't get. That's the part that really catches you off guard, right? It's like, it's one thing, the sharing of the photos, you know what I mean? It's bad. It's horrible, right? But she was of legal age. She was 22, like I said. But it's that last part. It's like, what exactly are you saying when you make this comparison? Because somebody like, you know, Kim Kardashian putting out a tape, right? A not safe for work tape, you know what I mean? That's super different than leaking a high school girl's photos. I don't get how that's comparable at all. That's somebody who's either willingly leaked it or had it leaked, which is a bad thing, right? But they're also an adult. They're of age. So the comparison doesn't really make any sense at all. He's like, I don't see why one thing's a bad thing and one thing's not. First of all, they're both seen as a bad thing, but one's seen as a much more bad thing than the other. You know what I mean? One's completely immoral, the other one's slightly immoral. You know what I mean? So you can't really put them on the same field. They're not on the same level. And it just goes to show where this guy's mind is at. Once the DMs develop a little bit more and once they reach their peak, I'm sure I'll make another video on Kris Tyson. But for now, I have no idea where that situation is going, what direction it's going to be in. You know, new stuff could come out by the time I release this video. This is something that's pretty solid. That later admission, this video, it's all stuff that is just came out, and it's something that I wanted to discuss with y'all. So yeah, you know, it's really hard to defend this person, and it's really hard to try to be like nice and try to be courteous. I know they are trans, but god damn, it's so hard to, you know, be like, oh well, I'm gonna respect you as much as possible even though you're doing this really deplorable stuff. I just have no respect for this person. So if you think me calling them Kris or calling them a he is you know, somehow a bad thing, let's just say it's more personal. It's definitely a lot more personal. And I really don't give a fuck what you want to do with your life. If Kris was a good person, I'd be calling them Ava or whatever, but they're not. So I'm going to call them Kris because it's easier and it's what I know. All right, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.